Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. So, Jay, it is fight week. We know a big fight is coming up this weekend, December 9th. Regis Prograis versus Devin Haney. And it's been interesting in terms of the promotion. I saw a video yesterday in regards to Devin Haney's trainer or manager or promoter, his father, Bill Haney, as well as the strength and conditioning coach for Regis Prograis, who oddly is talking a lot. Like, he talks more than the trainer. I'm like, why is this dude everywhere talking? I'm assuming that that's by design because he talks a lot and maybe the trainer doesn't, and they want a little bit of action to help promote this. I'm assuming. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm assuming. But the way that Devin Haney has spoken about Regis Prograis in regards to his skill set, you would think, man, Devin Haney is like Floyd. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong. Like I'm a fan of Devin Haney. I'm a fan of his skill set. I'm also a fan of Bill Haney, because Bill is a slick talker, right? Bill is always selling, and I'm not mad at that at all. He hustling. So no issue there, and no issue with how they're moving. I think they're putting them in competitive fights, while also making the most out of his skill set and his potential career. So I don't have a problem with that. But the way that they've been talking about Regis Prograis, you think Regis is an absolute bum. Regis at one point was probably, I would say, the most feared person at 144 second there, right? Seemed like nobody really wanted to get into the ring with him. He, had a couple of consecutive wins after the fight with Josh Taylor. We now know that Matias is probably the most feared man at 140 pounds at the moment, but still, Regis was looking good there. And until his last fight, I would say the narrative changed after that, right? Like the guy gave Regis some problems, and after that, Regis just didn't. I don't feel like he's getting the same level of respect. And now, and not to say that Devin Haney didn't want to fight him before that, but still, it's like this perception of he's flat-footed. We saw Tank saying he too flat-footed, stuff like that. It's like, come on, man. This guy is still a pro fighter that has accomplished a lot in the sport, and he has power. And, Devin looks, I don't know why Devin looks so massive, but Devin looks really big. Now, at the little face-off that they had this past week, I think that was near the San Francisco Bridge, that they look similar in size, at least height-wise, during that presser. This is a live fight, man. Like the 3-1 odds don't make sense to me, specifically when one fighter has not demonstrated the ability to knock out anyone, not anyone at a top level, and the other fighter has punching power. So that fighter is in the game, right? And Devin has shown that he can be hit. He got hit by Lomachenko. He's been hit in every fight that he's in with something flush, other than maybe Cambosos. He's been hit flush. I'm not talking about just getting hit. We know it's boxing, you get hit, but he's been hit flush. So to say that this is just a foregone conclusion that Regis Prograis is not going to be effective in this fight, to me is disrespecting the skill of Regis Prograis. That's just my thoughts on it, Jay. What do you think about just the fans, the odds, some of the statements that are being made by boxers like Tank, and then the overall comments from the Haneys?
Yeah, I mean, from the Haneys, I think they're really selling the fight, but it's like if you're going to disrespect Regis to that degree like that, you're also going to minimize your win over him. Should you be victorious against him? You're saying he's a bum. You're saying he's flat-footed. You're saying he can't fight. All he has is power. He can't do this or that. So when you beat him, if you were to beat him, you're minimizing your win as well. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be saying all that. I would say, he's not on my level. Just put it to you like that. He's a damn good fighter. He's a champion for a reason. He's taking care of everyone but one fighter. He's tried to clean out the division the best he could. But he's not on my level. I'm gonna show you there's levels to it. But to completely just be dismissive of Regis is wild to me. Also, to your point, I like Devin Haney as a fighter as well. But he does get touched up. He got touched up against Jojo Diaz, and that's one thing that Regis and his team were pointing out. So if he's getting touched by JoJo, if he gets touched by Regis, he's gonna have a different reaction to that. JoJo don't hit like Regis. Regis can crack. I know he thinks Regis only has the left hand, but Regis said I think this is lit a fire for Regis after his poor performance against Arilla to get better overall. Now, I'm not saying he can change overnight to being a super skilled boxer, but he can definitely work on some little small things, minor things, because he has shown better boxing ability in the past. That Zarella fight was a stinker. You know, but he did drop him. He still stayed on it. He's hard hit. He's still gonna go. But the thing with Devin doesn't have the power. He doesn't have a lot of power. I'm not saying that he didn't have power to try to keep someone up off him, but the people still keep coming at him like Michael Myers and Jason. You know, so I mean, if he doesn't have enough pop really to keep you fully off of him, I don't think he's going to be able to tie Regis like he did Kambosos and Loma. Loma was a lot smaller. Kambosos is about the same size or anything like that. Regis is bigger than those guys, and I think he's stronger than those guys as well. Devin's still going to have the size advantage and reach, but I don't think he's going to be able to just clinch if he has to if he gets in trouble like he did against the other fight. Also, I don't think that's going to be his game plan necessarily. Devin really feel like he needs to prove something. He's been talking in a lot of ish. So as his camp, so he has to prove it. He has to prove that he can just completely outbox Regis for 12 rounds, because I don't think he'll be able to put him up out of there. But selling that fight is one thing, and to your point about Regis camp, his strength and conditioning coach, he's a mouthpiece of that group over there. Although Regis has been talking more noise in the one-on-ones, but the strength and conditioning coach has definitely been selling the fight, and so has Bill Haney. So I give him credit on that, but being completely dismissive of Regis, I think they're making a mistake. I think that's a big mistake right there.
No, I totally agree with that. That's a mistake. Again, with anybody that can crack, that's going to be a mistake. And again, I made the comment that they're talking as though Devin Haney is like Floyd Mayweather. He is not. He's good. He has defensive skills. Absolutely. He has range. That's probably what he's going to try to utilize the most, right? That range. He has a tremendous wingspan in terms of just being his size, much more than Regis Prograis. And so he's probably going to try to keep Regis out on the end of that stick. It's going to be Regis' job to avoid that stick, get on the inside, and get off those power shots. Regis is not as slow as people may think. I think Regis is actually relatively quick for somebody that has that level of power. So, you know, he has to be careful. I'm assuming that the trainer is going to be preparing him to effectively counter the jab of Devin Haney. And so I would fully expect Regis Prograis to be competitive in this fight and have a chance to win it. So the odds, which were like minus 380 or something like that. Yeah, I don't know what they are today. I'm assuming that they're going to get closer as we get closer to the fight. But those odds don't demonstrate to me, or they're not representative of what could possibly happen in that fight when you got a guy like Regis Prograis, who has been at the top of 140 pounds for quite some time and has a level of power where he can actually put an opponent out. It just does not represent the true risk that Devin Haney is facing in this fight. Now, who do we have winning? You guys will find out sometime later on this week. But at the end of the day, I think Jason and I will tell you that this is a competitive fight. So you guys tell us what you think in the comment section in regards to some of the comments we've seen from Bill and Devin Haney, as well as the retort from Regis Prograis and his strength and conditioning coach. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast and Sports Media, and we are